Hello students, good morning. See, last question that we discussed was what is the difference between displacement and double displacement reaction, and write the equation for these reactions. I told you that you just try to do it at home, but if you have tried, that's good, but let us discuss it once again. See, a displacement reaction is more reactive, in the displacement reaction, more reactive element replaces the less reactive element. For example, as I told you, the reactivity series. For example, potassium, Na, Ca, the reactivity decreases in this manner. So potassium is the highly reactive, sodium is less than potassium, calcium is less than sodium. So in this reactivity series, potassium can displace sodium, but sodium cannot displace the potassium. So on the basis of that, we can say that displacement reaction में क्या होता है, more reactive element replaces the less reactive element from the compound. On the other hand, for example, here in this displacement reaction, copper sulfate when react with zinc, zinc sulfate and copper sulfate is formed. So here zinc is more reactive than copper, so copper is displaced from the copper sulfate solution. So in this way the reaction takes place, and such reactions are called as displacement reaction. And in double displacement reaction, you see, double displacement reaction, two atoms or groups of atoms switch the places to form a new substance. In the other way, it can be also called as ion exchange. Ion exchange. Matlab, if you see in this given example, Na is cation and SO4 is anion. Okay, SO4 2 minus, Na plus is, this is cation, this is anion. Here Ba2 plus is cation and Cl minus is anion. So in every compound, chemical compound, ionic compound especially, there is one cation and one anion. Okay, one cation and one anion. So in the double displacement reaction, exchange of ions takes place. Cation will be attracted by the anion of other compound, and anion of another compound will be attracted by cation of one compound. So here Na will react with Cl to form NaCl as one of the product, and Ba will react with SO4 2 minus, and to form a BaSO4. So you can see that the exchange of ion has taken place. So the definition of this is double displacement reaction is that in double displacement reaction, the two atoms or a group of atoms switch the places to form a new compound. So here you can see that Na2SO4 was there, where SO4 was has been reacted with the Ba, and here Cl is combined with Na. So this is the new substance formed in the reaction. So such reactions are called as double displacement reaction. Now next question is that in the refining of silver, the recovery of silver from the silver nitrate solution involved displacement by copper metal. Write down the reaction. Now silver is less reactive than copper. So displacement reaction can be utilized here. You can see here the reaction that AgNO3 when treated with the copper, so copper is more reactive than Ag, and then copper nitrate is formed and Ag is separated out. So in this way, this you can say that this displacement reaction can help you to separate the silver from the silver nitrate solution. So in this way, the displacement reaction help us or can be applicable for these purification methods. So next question is that what do you mean by precipitation reaction? Explain the precipitation reaction by giving an example. Now precipitation reactions are also called as double displacement reaction. Means double displacement reaction also referred as precipitation reaction, means both are same. Precipitation and double displacement are same. So when double displacement reaction takes place, one of the product in the double displacement reaction is precipitate. Precipitate in the sense, this is the solid, matlab semi-solid which is insoluble. It does not dissolve. So that semi-solid substance is called as precipitate or PPT. That is called, in abbreviation used for precipitation is PPT. So you can see here semi-solid substance in the given reaction. Now if you see, this is the definition. The reaction in which insoluble solid, that is called precipitate. Insoluble solid means semi-solid, that is called precipitate, is formed, is called as precipitation reaction. For example, sodium carbonate Na2CO3 when react with calcium chloride, okay, CaCl2, that forms a CaCO3, that is slaked lime, if you, sorry, not slaked lime, it is calcium carbonate, it is called as this is calcium carbonate which is present in the chalk also. So Na2CO3 when combines with CaCl2, that is calcium chloride, the semi-solid or insoluble substance, that is calcium carbonate, is formed, which is considered as a PPT, white PPT. It is a white color PPT along with the formation of NaCl. Okay, so NaCl is formed here along with the semi-solid substance, that is white PPT of calcium carbonate is formed, and such reactions are called as precipitation reactions. Okay, next question is, explain the following in terms of gain or loss of oxygen. Explain the following in terms of gain or loss of oxygen. Now oxidation is nothing but gain of electron or addition of now here question is, explain the following in gain or loss of oxygen, not electron, gain and loss of oxygen. So oxidation means addition of oxygen, means gain of oxidation oxygen. Reduction means loss of oxygen. So on the basis of that, let us see the answer. The oxidation reaction means the chemical reaction in which gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen takes place. Oxygen is added and hydrogen is removed. So gain of oxygen and loss of hydrogen, when this happens in any reaction, that is called oxidation reaction. Here example is given here, Mg plus O2 forms MgO. What is added here in the magnesium? Oxygen is added in the magnesium. So such reactions are called as oxidation reactions. Here magnesium is oxidized to become magnesium oxide. Then second reaction, if you see Cu plus O2, it forms CuO. Okay, it is also an oxidation reaction where oxidation of copper has taken place. So these are the both of these are the example of oxidation reaction where oxygen is added, Now reduction reaction is the reaction, chemical reaction is loss of oxygen or gain of hydrogen. Okay, exactly opposite of oxidation. Oxidation में क्या हो रहा था? Gain of oxygen and loss of hydrogen. Here in the reduction, loss of oxygen and gain of hydrogen. Okay, so let us see this by using an example. So CuO, that is calcium oxide plus H2. Okay, so here copper oxide, CuO, that is copper oxide, loses its oxygen and forms copper as a separate product. So you can see here copper oxide has lost its oxygen and it has become Cu separated. So this is reduction of copper oxide, and in the hydrogen, you can see here hydrogen is added with oxygen. So hydrogen का क्या हो गया? Oxidation, and copper oxide का क्या हो गया? Reduction. So this is the reduction process. So next is here, you can see here it is also mentioned copper oxide is reduced to become copper. And then here second example, zinc oxide plus carbon, then it forms zinc plus carbon monoxide. So zinc is getting reduced and carbon is getting oxidized. So this is example of redox reaction also. This is the example of redox reaction also, but it is, if you see just reduction, so it is also having a reduction itself. So next question is, shiny brown colored element X. Shiny brown colored element X on heating becomes black in color. Shiny brown color is copper. When heated becomes black. So black coating is of oxide. Okay, so black coating is of oxide. So when copper is heated, it combines slowly with the oxygen and forms the black coating on its surface, and that black coating is of copper oxide. And name the element X and the black color compound formed in this given reaction. So here X is the copper, shiny brown color metal is copper, and black color compound formed on the copper surface is the copper oxide. And the equation for the reaction is, you can see here, copper when heated with oxygen, in presence of oxygen, it forms a black colored substance, that is copper oxide. So this is the oxidation reaction. Why do we apply paint on the iron articles? It's a very simple, since it's 7th standard we are studying this question. Why do we apply paint on the iron article? Now see, iron is very easily getting rusted or getting oxidized. Rusting means oxidation only. So when it exposed to moisture and air, it gets the brown color or reddish brown color coating on its surface, and that is nothing but the rust or oxidation of iron. So to prevent this contact of iron surface with the moisture and oxygen from the air, the paint is applied on the iron surface. So iron articles are pented because it prevents the iron article from rusting. When pented, the contact of iron articles from the moisture and air is cut off, and hence rusting is prevented. So this is very simple technique of, every year we have to paint the iron surface so that oxidation of iron can be prevented and iron will remain strong. Okay, so this is the reason that why do we apply paint on the iron surface. Second is oil and fat containing food items are flushed with the nitrogen, and why? Okay, why do we flush the iron articles, oil and fat containing food with the nitrogen? Now if you go to the market and buy the chips packet, when you break it, when you cut it open, the air comes out. That air is not simple air, that is actually a nitrogen gas. Why do we feel that nitrogen gas in the chips packet or this oil and fat containing food? The reason is that if you see the last point of the first chapter, we have seen that what is rancidity. What is rancidity? Now if you remember what is rancidity, rancidity is nothing but when oil and fats present in the food get oxidized. Oil and fat present in the food get oxidized, it changes the smell as well as taste. The food smell and the taste becomes dirty. The foul smell is coming out from the food because of the oxidation of fats, as well as the taste of the food also becomes very, very dirty. So this is the reason that why these food packets should be filled with antioxidants such as nitrogen gas. What? Antioxidant gases such as nitrogen gas. So oil and fat containing food flushed with the nitrogen because nitrogen act as antioxidant. Antioxidant matlab prevention of oxygen. It does not allow the oxygen to combine with fats and oil, and it prevents them to from getting oxidized, and it also prevents the rancidity. So rancidity prevent karne ke liye we flush the nitrogen in the oil and fat containing food. So next question is explain following terms with an example of each. Like corrosion. Now corrosion is nothing but rusting only. Corrosion is nothing but rusting, but corrosion can take place by in the presence of air and moisture, acids, okay, presence of acid around. Okay, so corrosion is the process where material such as metals, mainly metals, deteriorate matlab getting decayed, damaged as a result of chemical reaction with air, moisture and chemicals. There are three factors which can cause the deterioration of the metals especially, and these three factors are air, moisture and chemicals. Air, moisture and chemicals, these are the factors which can cause the corrosion. So corrosion को prevent करने के लिए we apply oil and painting on the metal surface, alloying we do. Okay, there are different methods or different techniques, okay, which we use for prevention of corrosion. For example, iron in the presence of moisture reacts with oxygen to form a hydrated iron oxide, that is nothing but rust. So if you see here in the presence of iron and water, oxygen and water, iron reacts to form a Fe2O3, that is rust. This is a reddish brown substance called rust, and this is nothing but corrosion also. It is also called as corrosion. Then second term is rancidity. Now what is rancidity? Now rancidity is the process of oxidation of fats and oil that is present in the food. When fats and oil containing food get oxidized, the change of taste and smell takes place. What? Change of taste and smell take place, and that is nothing but a rancidity. So what is rancidity? Rancidity is the process of oxidation of fats and oil containing food. When get oxidized, its taste and smell changes, and that condition is called as rancidity. For example, taste of butter changes when kept for long time. Butter जो होता है butter, okay, which has a fats. So smell of that butter as well as the taste of that butter changes when kept for long time. The reason is that the oxygen causes the oxidation of that fats and oil are present in the food material. Okay. Now state the law which kept in mind. The next question is that state the law which is kept in mind when we balance the chemical equations. When we balance the chemical equation, this chapter we have studied how to balance the chemical equation. So why do we balance the chemical equation, or while balancing what do we keep in mind, what law is there in the mind? So law of conservation of mass is there in our mind to balance the chemical equations. So that law states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in the chemical reaction. So this is the law of chemical law of conservation of mass. Okay, so this law is kept in mind while balancing the chemical equation. So what is the basic difference between the physical change and chemical change? It's a very basic question. What is the difference between physical change and chemical change? In a physical change, new substance formed with a new property. New substance formed with the new property. When we form the curd from the milk, milk is different taste, curd is different taste. Okay, so milk is, when converted into curd, the curd is entirely new substance with the new property formed, and that's why it is considered as a chemical change. But in the physical change, the new substance is not formed. In physical change, new substance is not formed. For example, the evaporation of water is the physical change. So physical change is just outer external change takes place, internal change doesn't take place. So physical change, no new substance formed. In chemical change, new substance formed with the new property. That is the basic difference between the physical and chemical change. So what is meant by chemical reaction? Chemical reactions is a process in which two or more substances react to form a new substance. Now, chemical reactions or chemical equation is a process in which two or more than two substances react to form a new substance, and that new substance having entirely new property than the raw material. That's why that process is called as chemical reaction. So example of this chemical reaction is burning of a candle is a physical change. Sorry, next, not an example, this is the next question. Is burning of candle is a physical or chemical change? Now burning of candle, if you see whether it is physical or chemical change, now if you wonder, actually burning of candle is both chemical as well as physical change. Reason is that during the burning of candle, if you see wax melting, when wax is melt, that is when wax melts, for example, this is a candle. Okay, this is a candle. Okay, when it burns, the wax melts here. What? Wax of the candle melts like this, and this melting is a physical change. It's a physical change. But when it burns, during burning, it gives out the CO2 outside. CO2 it gives out. Okay, then heat is given out, light is given out. These are the new substances. So these new substances formed, so it is a chemical change, and because of melting of this wax, it is a physical change. So burning of candle is both physical as well as chemical change. So why are decomposition reactions are called as opposite of combination reaction? Decomposition को combination के opposite क्यों बोलते हैं? So simple question answer is that in a combination reaction, two substances combine to form a single product, and decomposition reaction, single reactant dissociate to form a multiple products. So that's why this is considered as a opposite of each other. For example, A plus B gives AB. What happened here? A is one reactant, B is one reactant. So two reactant combine to form a single product. On the other hand, if you see this AB, when heated, it forms A plus B. So single reactant dissociated or splitted into two products. So this is a decomposition reaction. So if you go reverse, this is a combination. If you go this way, it is a decomposition. So they are exactly opposite of each other. So this is how this is the exercise of the first chapter. Okay, and that's all for today. We'll continue in the next period.